So here we are down here at the bee tree. Ain't no telling how old that black walnut is, right there. And you look at this knot hole right there. There's the top entrance to the hive. You see that little hole down below it? That's the bottom entrance, I think. It could be, though, that in between there and there, that there is a blockage. It might be that there's two colonies in this tree down here. But anyway, it's kind of chilly. That's the only thing I can get down here on. I mentioned this thing the other night. Look, I don't know if you can see that across the river right here. But that stump sticking up, I believe a beaver chewed that off. Anyway, yeah, so you come through right there and you got two gullies that there's no way in the world the axle on a pickup truck would clear. So that little baby right there, that gets it done. You see my little climbing apparatus here I rigged up, climb rope with. I've tested that thing out in the yard up there. Check this place out though. You might be able to hear the river running down there. And an old agriculture teacher of mine from high school, he leases this land from a woman to plant soybeans on, and well, anyway, he mentioned to me about this bee tree a while back, and then my dad's mechanic, he gets to do most of his mechanic work. He was talking about it. He's about, I don't know, I wouldn't be lying if I said he's on in his 50s. And he said when he was a kid, he'd come down here and, you know, playing around down here on the river, climb this tree, and bees were in it even then. This black walnut right here. Now, if I'm gonna climb this thing, I know that there's a bee flying around above my head then. They're not gonna be doing much because mine up in the yard aren't flying a whole lot. But if I throw a rope over that limb, even though it's dead, I'm gonna be right up there around the entrance. I think that's what I'm gonna attempt. I want to get my face up close to that bottom entrance and see if they're gonna be very nice. I don't see much activity at all. They're pretty much kicked back for the winter. But this tree is on borrowed time. I mean, that thing that's a rotten limb stuck out right there. This thing's gonna be dead in no time. I want to see if the bees are worth having in my yard. If they are, I'll probably come up here somewhere like right in there and stick a bait hive and hopefully catch a swarm off of them next spring. Alright, let me get a rope pitched over that thing and see what I can come up with. So here we are now. Got my rope tied off right down out of that little stinking sumac sapling. And you trace it right up and it goes over top of the hive entrance. You got this little bottom entrance I want to go by as I go up there. And see what that looks like. Very little bee activity. I'm gonna probably have to come back when I on a warmer day. I was wanting to look at the bees and see what kind of bees we got in here. But anyway, I'm gonna get a look down in the entrance anyhow. So let me get all strapped on this thing here. All right, here we are, just a swinging. Yep. Like everybody's holding up all right. That's where we're headed, right up there. There's that bottom entrance I want to look at on the way. Now here we are up here at the first entrance. Here's a there's no little hole down in here because you wouldn't see that from the ground. But I don't know how far I am up off the ground, probably 20, 25 feet, I don't know. You see they got that polished with propolis. Back in the summer, what was that, August? Yeah, that's a bottom entrance. Goes way up here. There's the top entrance. I'll be up there in a minute. I can smell the honey. What's that I'm looking at in there? Can't tell from right here. It almost looks like some comb. I'm about 2 feet away from a tree and I can't swing to it where I can stick my head up there, you know, or look in there, but I got it polished off pretty. Not a sign of a bee. They must be dead asleep. I haven't seen the first one. I saw a couple fly in before I threw the rope over the branch, but and it's not all that cold. You'd think you'd see at least one flying around up here, but mine are flying up there at the house. Anyway, yeah, pretty good ways down. There's a bike over there. Yeah. Anywho, just a swinging. Let's see what the top looks like, and I'm gonna get down and go home, I reckon. I just hope I don't get down too fast. That's about as close to this top entrance as I can get. I'm not going to be able to see the LCD screen right there. But that's a first-hand look directly in. The entrance right there. Haven't seen a sign of a bee, and it's certainly not cool or cold. It's not hot either, but after climbing this tree, I certainly didn't want my long sleeves on, that's for sure. The bottom entrance is down here. It's about 6 foot. Looks like to me from the bottom to the top. But anyway, yeah, that's me if you saw that. I don't know, I might come back on a warm day, I guess. Let me stop the video and get a macro shot. Possibly get some detail of the entrance there. Alright, there's the macro shot. I'm going to zoom in. I don't know what it looks like. All I can do is reach up there, and all I know is when I took video of this thing from on the ground on back there, whenever that was, it was a ball of bees as big as my head bearding off of this thing, and now I haven't seen one while I've been climbing. Zoom in one more time, and zoom out. Alright, now I'm going to attempt to descend here and see if I can get down. That's probably a good... There's my tie off on that little sapling down there. Don't look like that's hurting any. If it does, I will be. But, it's about 30 foot, I reckon. Hanging on a rope. Alright, I'll take another clip when I get down. Now here we are back on the ground. Whew. Yep, that'll get you going.